Okay, so now we are going to learn about the ordinal numbers such as first, second, third, fourth, fifth, etc. in Spanish. The first number we have is primero, which means first. Primero, first, primero. So whenever you have to say the first one, you would say el primero, the first. Primero. And the next one would be second. So segundo. Segundo. Primero, first, segundo, second. Then we have tercero, which means third. So tercero sounds a little bit like tres, the third. Tercero. Then we have cuarto, which sounds similar to cuatro. Cuarto. So I think the most common ones that you would use would be primero, segundo, tercero, and cuarto. I think these ones are the most common ones. You will not be using the 20th, the 100th that often, but I think these four are quite useful. So let's see. Primero, first, segundo, second, tercero, cuarto, fourth. And let's go a little bit more too. Then we have quinto, which means fifth. Quinto, like cinco, quinto. Then we have sexto, sixth. Sexto, the sixth. And then we have séptimo, seventh. Séptimo, seventh. And then we have octavo, eighth. The eighth. Octavo, eighth. So quinto, sexto, séptimo, octavo, and octavo. So these ones, I think you should practice them with a Quizlet so that you can memorize them easier. And the next one, noveno, ninth, noveno. Then we have décimo, tenth, décimo, undécimo, 11th, undécimo, and duodécimo, 12th, duodécimo. So sometimes even people in Spanish-speaking countries, they're not so used to these ones. Like once you get to very, very high numbers, sometimes you're like, hey, how do you say it? Do you say doceavo, the 12th, or undécimo, so, or duodécimo? So even sometimes we struggle a little bit because we never use them. We rarely use them. So let's give it a try. Noveno, ninth, décimo, 10th, undécimo, duodécimo. So 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. And then we have décimo tercero, 13th, décimo cuarto, 14th, vigésimo, 20th. Then we have trigésimo, 30th. And I think from there you can just Google it if you whatever you want to say, because it would be quite rare that you need to say, oh, the 147th. So I would say maybe Google it, whatever you want to say after that. Okay, so décimo tercero, 13th, décimo cuarto, vigésimo, 20th, trigésimo, 30th. Okay, so let's have some examples. Oh, but once again, the most common ones you would probably use are primero, segundo, tercero, cuarto, from first to fourth. Okay, let's try the first one. Hoy es el primer día de febrero. Today is the first day of February. Hoy es el primer día de febrero. The first day, el primer. El primer día. And another one, you can say, hoy es el tercero de agosto. Today is the 3rd of August. El tercero, the third. So a lot of them always come with el before. because it's like saying the first. So primero, primer is first, primero. And if you want to say the first, el primero, or el primer, the first day, el primer día. And this one, hoy es el 3 de agosto, the 3rd of August. And the next one, ¿dónde está el baño? Where is the bathroom? ¿Dónde está el baño? And they can actually reply, el baño está en la segunda puerta a la derecha. This is a hard one. The bathroom is on the second door at the right. A la derecha, basically to the right. But in Spanish we say a la derecha. So at the right. La segunda puerta a la derecha. El baño está en la segunda puerta a la derecha. And let's try the next one. Here we have mayo es el quinto mes del año. May is the 5th month of the year. Mayo es el quinto mes del año. El quinto, the 5th. And this one. Enero es el primer mes del año. January is the 1st month of the year. El primer mes, the 1st month. And let's try this one because this one is somewhat related. Whenever you have to form a line, you have different ways of saying it. For example, la línea, which means line. La línea. And this one can also refer to like a line. If you draw a line, it's still la línea, the line. And it also refers to people standing up in line, la línea. We have different words also, for example, la fila, which is kind of like the queue or the line as well. You can also say la fila. La fila está muy larga. The line is very long, the queue. And another one we have is la cola, which means the tail. And it also refers to the queue or the line. However, when it comes to la fila, from what I have experienced, we kind of use this a little bit more for very long traffic, but specifically in the northern part of Mexico where you can cross the border over through the US, and you go over the bridge, the line in the bridge, we call it la fila. So whenever people refer to the international border crossing traffic, like the line in the bridge, the amount of cars in the bridge, we call it la fila, the line. So that's one small thing. Okay, so there are different ways to call it. So la fila sometimes is a little bit more used with cars, la línea with people, la cola for people too, or you can just say tráfico, traffic, tráfico. For cars, tráfico, traffic with an O. Okay, the next one. Él es la segunda persona en la línea. He is the second person in line. Él es la segunda persona en la línea. So la segunda, the second, persona en la línea. Second person in line. And the next one. Esta es la fila para ir a Estados Unidos. This is the line to go to the United States. Esta es la fila para ir a Estados Unidos. So once again, it's the line to go to the US, the border crossing line. The next one, la cola está muy larga. The queue is very long. So the waiting line, the queue, is very long. La cola está muy larga. And the next one, because la cola also means the tail. So you can say, la cola de este animal es muy bonita. The tail of this animal is very beautiful. La cola de este animal es muy bonita. So we have this animal with a beautiful tail. Okay, so that's it for this one, and thanks for watching. And I would recommend using the Quizlet so that you can memorize the primero, segundo, tercero, vigésimo, those type of things. Thanks for watching. So now it's your turn to practice Spanish. You can find the lessons Quizlet by going into the lecture resources folder. Thanks for watching.